I'll be right with y'all. I'm grabbing something to drink, so y'all don't get this raspy voice. Have me sounding all crazy on the line. I decided to get me some water. Sandy Bergman, good to see you. Marzi, Jabir L. I pray you use that document 10105905 to deliver your son. If you need a nationality ID card, we're going to source you to some links that I done got from various people. That card and that registration number from the Cook County Recorder of Deeds office will give you all the lawful authority you need to be able to go and retrieve your own family members until our consulates are up and running and operational to be able to do so for you. Good to see you, Majay, Riddell, F. Cook. We've transitioned. We've set all the videos that we're going to set on nationality. Kamal Ilbay, it's always a joy to have your energy with us. The nationality videos and the instructions have been mailed to anyone who has set COC Northeast Amexum at gmail.com an email. All people that have sent emails to that particular email have been sent all the affidavits and the writs. We haven't been hearing anything, so I think the people are satisfied concerning receiving what they received. James Bay and Kelvin Guro, Ostaneko, man, I enjoy every time you set a post up, man. I get fed every time. This is Innerstanding Trusts. We're gonna put all our property in trust after we confirm more nationality, after we confirm you've been nationalized by way of your registration number from the Cook County Recorder of Deeds office. Peace to you, Kelvin. We're going to send you an already, it is so beautiful. This trust that was created is one of the most beautiful pieces of work I've ever seen. I believe it was drafted by an empress. And when we send it to you, it would be in document form so that you can edit it to fit your particular thing. Now, understand, when you're setting up your trust for the wealth of your inheritance, you are to make copies of everything. So that would be allodial land titles. That would be car titles. That would be birth certificates. That would be social security cards. That would be social security numbers. That will be every single name. Raydale F. Cook, after we finish this, we will post it in the comment section so that you have it, and then we will be with you shortly. Everything, VIN numbers, the serial numbers on all of your electronics, your pinky ring, man. Everything goes in trust. Okay? If you don't want nobody coming, riding on their horses in white sheets or in blue suits or black suits to come take your stuff. Sheriff gonna come to your house, knock on your door, tell you don't own nothing, and then give you something written, try to remove you out your home. Oh, no, buddy. Here's this cover letter to my trust. If you injure me in any way or my property, oh, my bad. Well, can I get some faces or something to make sure that the majority of you are seeing the video, are being able to see it correctly? Is it choppy? Is it tripping out or anything like that for the majority of you? If not, I'm gonna keep on going. If so, I'm going to reset my modem so that you can so it's not choppy on you. Who else on here is able to see the video just fine and hear me just fine? Thumb, up and up. Okay. All right. Trusts. We'll be linking the sources to you. We're going to jump right in. First, you are no longer your name in upper and lowercase. Everything that you autograph from this point forward, executor, office occupant, executor, office occupant, for thee, your all caps name on your birth certificate, comma, estate, in caps. So let's do it again. If you're a woman and no one has spoken up as heir or heiress in your family, you are the executrix, office occupant of, for the name on your birth certificate, comma, estate. Thumbprint in red, sign across in blue. Every document. You are commanding, you're not asking questions, you're not waiting for permission, you're not, they get like 3 days to obey your demands, or you are charging them with a fee schedule per minute. Okay? This is the mindset that they put the Moors in. They put the Moors in the mindset. Please share this video so that we can get more Moors on. Subservient, waiting upon people to give that which belongs to you. Hoping for it. Hoping for the justice that will never come because they're de facto, and there's no justice in a de facto corporation. There is justice, woo, baby, in a de jure government, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There is justice in a de jure government, a republic government that honors the Constitution. A couple key words. Estate. The word estate is a word of the greatest extension and comprehends every species of property, real and personal. It describes both the corpus and the extent of interest. It signifies everything of which riches and fortune or fortune may consist. Black's Law Dictionary, edition 4th. Estate, early 13th century. Rank, standing, condition, from Anglo, estate, or state. Position, condition, health, status, legal state. And I will probably be sending you this 43-page document contingent upon nationality, confirmation. The reason why I'm not going to go through the whole 43 pages is because most of our people don't have an attention span longer than a child. So forgive me, but it's the truth. We can't sit through nothing. We can't discipline ourselves to sit through nothing. General executor. A general executor or executor is one who is appointed to administer the whole estate without any limit of time or place or of the subject matter. Bevere's Law Dictionary, 1856 edition. General executor or executor, one whose power is not limited either territorially or as to the duration or subject of his trust. Black's Law Dictionary, 1st edition. I love this. General executor, an executor whose power is unlimited as to time, place, or subject matter. Come on with it. William C. Anderson, A Dictionary of Law, 1893. Now here's where you get to have your fun at. This is called executor desun tort. This is what you're going to be sending to those who are hypothecating ownership of your estate, acting like they're you. Executor of his own wrongdoing, a person who assumes to act as executor of an estate without any lawful warrant or authority, but who by his intermeddling makes himself liable as an executor to a certain extent. So let's see who these people are that we're going to be sending our executor desun tort to. Woo, baby, getting hot in this thing because we're going to know what to do. Yeah, after nationalization, this is what we do. Put everything in trust. fire the trustees, access our Treasury Direct account, and administer as competent heirs. Woo, baby. All that wealth, baby, all your family wealth. Pass down to your children. You ain't no more debt slaves. You're not no more economic debt slaves. You don't have to worry about being that anymore. You can travel the world. You can fish if you want. You can hang out with your babies and raise them correctly. You can teach them things. You can spend some real time with them. And you can, I love this word, you can heal the relationships in your communities. Why? Because one of the principles of healing is its staying power, its communication, its unity. You get to spend time and know one another instead of being separated by these spurious practices of the de facto corporation. I can't wait till y'all get y'all kids out of this John D. Rockefeller school and bring them back home and start teaching them yourself. I can't wait till people stop taking their children to all of these hospitals and these corporations, giving these FRNs up, and they start using roots and herbs and seeds and fruits to heal their children. I can't wait till people start doing that. That's going to freeze up and dry up all of the Federal Reserve notes in all of the corporations, and then they're going to have to figure out a new way to do business, and or they're going to get deported and go home. And we're going to be having some fun, baby. Because when I look outside, all of this land, I'm looking outside right now. Why ain't no seeds in the ground and we ain't seeing like apple trees or, coconut trees, everything. When you're driving around on the highway, all of that land, it's supposed to be fruits and vegetables growing everywhere. It's supposed to be herbs and roots, and everybody's supposed to know what these herbs and these roots do to the body so that we can get healed. See, they tricked our mind, man, making you dependent upon genetically modified organisms. You go into the grocery store, you think that's food you're buying. It was grown in a petri dish. I'm sorry, I'm telling you the truth. It was grown in a lab somewhere. It was sprayed with some color, and now you eating color sprayed, genetically modified organisms that ain't got no nutritious value and ain't doing nothing but killing you. Sugar decalcifies your pineal gland. What else? Chemtrails decalcifies your pineal gland. Fluoride decalcifies your pineal gland. And that is a vital part of your brain that helps you be aware. It's a chemical. It's DMT. It connects you to the ether realms. It does some things to you for the benefit. Hey, Dorothy Green. Okay. Where are we? Trust law. A trust is created by a settler who transfers title to some or all of his property or her property to a trustee, who then holds title to that property in trust for the benefit of the beneficiaries. The trust is governed by the terms under which it was created. In most jurisdictions, this requires a contractual trust agreement or deed. It is possible for a single individual to assume the role of more than one of these parties, and for multiple individuals to share a single role. For example, in a living trust, it is common for the grantor to be both a trustee and a lifetime beneficiary while naming other contingent beneficiaries. Pause. Here's where we're pausing. The reason why we're pausing is because you're going to operate from this point forward as the executor or the executrix of your estate, not the beneficiary, not the trustee, not whatever other title that they think they want to give the heir, but the executor. And here's why we say executrix, office occupant for the, comma, your full cap's name, estate. This is why. As an occupant of your estate, you are removing yourself from jurisdiction. They can never touch the living being who is operating, but they can receive remedy from the actual estate itself. So you rammed your cow into somebody's home, your bull, and you done messed up their fence and ran up all in their living room. Well, somebody needs some remedy for that. You done tore up their stuff, man. All right, so your estate says, okay, I got this amount of gold or wealth of fruits and vegetables or cars or whatever's in my trust. Would this 1996 Chevy Caprice Classic be sufficient for a remedy for me busting your gate all open and messing it up? Sure, you shake hands, you write a little verbal agreement, UCC 1-308, and the remedy is provided. This is how it's supposed to go. Not you being paper terrorized from these corporations, which they also consider themselves the states, saying you injured them, and all of a sudden you owe them $500 for some bills, for some services they supposed to be providing to you for free for doing commerce on your land. Woo, baby. Y'all finna get some remedy around here. And we finna show y'all how to write these corporations and tell them, hey, Jack, we the owners and heirs of the land. You provide these services by way of our parents giving you permission through 1787 Treaty of Peace and Friendship. Go look it up. It gives you rights to do commerce on this land. So, because you're a corporate entity and you're operating in commerce on my land, you're going to pay me, Jack, or you about to provide these services for free, homie. And we thank you very much. Now your phone bill, discharged or accepted for value, which I just mailed mine overnight express, my accept for value for the private mode of conveyance that I'll be driving. And I am waiting to hear back from them. When it works, console process gonna work. When it do, y'all gonna get a live video right in y'all face. Hey, I'm gonna be in that thing, boy, with my console tags and everything. You better believe it. I promise you. Hey, Akil, good to see you, man. Okay. Occupant. Person having possessory rights who can control what goes on premises. One who takes the first possession of a thing of which there is no owner. One who occupies and takes possession. One who has the actual use, possession, or control of a thing. Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition. Now, this is why we're encouraging all of the Moors to make sure when you're signing your documents, you're signing them executor office occupant, because you're occupying the space of your estate. You're taking lawful possession of it, but you're not putting your living being in danger of having jurisdiction, or excuse me, being liable for anything. Woo, baby, yeah. So when anybody drafts up something against you, it ain't the person, it ain't the living being they're drafting it up. It's against your estate. And you better believe you got enough wealth in your estate to remedy any situation. Now we're moving on to, after definitions, now we're moving on to probate court. This is where the pinnacle of all trusts are going to be delegated in. It is the probate court. That's who deals with trust law. That's who deals with property. That's who deals with ownership. So no more of this running around to all these different civil corporations and these tiers of courts or nothing like that. Probate court is where it's at, because that's where you're going to go to fire the false trustees that are hypothecating ownership over your estate. Register or registrar. An officer authorized by law to keep a record called a register or registry, as the register for the probate of wills. Bouvier's 1856. Register for the probate of wills. An officer in Pennsylvania who has generally the same powers that judges or of probates and surrogates have in other states, and the ordinary has in England, in admitting the wills of deceased persons to the probate. Now, you're going to get challenged concerning your lawful jurisdiction as the rightful executor or executrix of your estate. When you get challenged, you will say nothing as to not incriminate yourself. You will hold up the instrument proving you are not the beneficiary, the trustee, the executor, the god, the heir, the owner, the debtor, the creditor, the secured party. All of that is your birth certificate. When you hold that up, they know that's your bond, that's your indemnity bond to your. We'll answer that question after the teaching. Probate. The act or process of proving a will. What is the will? Your birth certificate is the will. Certificate of live birth. Now, most likely the hospital you were born in has the original copy of your birth certificate. As the lawful heir, when you execute a trover suit, which includes documents, and I'm not talking about going to the courts to exercise the trover suit. You can hand that trover suit as the executor. You are the courts. You don't need a court. You are the court. You're the executor. You're the supreme decision maker. You take an affidavit or a writ to the living being who is administrating the corporate body of the hospital that you want to go to. You hand that or you mail that to the living being. That living being, he says, oh, look at this writ from the heir of the estate. I better give them what they want before they hit my bonds, before they charge me a fee schedule, before they sue us in the tribunal courts. They're going to give it to you. If you exercise competence and you know how to speak and you send these writs correctly, whatever you're asking for, since it belongs to you, they will give it to you. Woo, baby. That's what I'm talking about. It's yours. It's all yours. Woo! Feels so good. Ownership, heirship, competency, active mores. Noble Drew Ali went up in there and he stand it up. He said, I'm a Moor. This is a nation. Y'all got to give it. And my parents gave y'all permission to operate on this land. Y'all going to have to give us this land back. What did he receive? What did we just read yesterday? The vast estate of Noble Drew Ali for all the Moorish children. Woo, baby. That boy bad, boy. That man is bad. I'm telling you, man. He bad, boy. Bad to the bone. Woo! Through law, through standing in the 5 principles of light, gave us our inheritance back. We need to respect that man. We need to respect what he did for the Moorish bloodline. We need to respect him. We do 2 things. The first is do what he did, which is stand in the 5 pillars of light. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. The second thing he did, enforced constitutional law through the acts, also with the help of Marcus Garvey, and a lot of noble Moors that loved him and felt that man. Probate. I think I read that already, but I'm going to do it again. The act or process of proving a will. The proof before an ordinary, surrogate, register, or other duly authorized person that a document produced before him for official recognition and registration, and alleged to be the last will and testament of a certain deceased person in such reality. Now, I'm going to tell y'all what I did. Hey, Aladouan Bey. This is what I did. I turned my social security number card over, and I looked at the red number on the back. There's a letter before the numbers on the back. Those letters, if you Google it, the red numbers and the letter specifies what bank purchased you according to the projected wealth of your family lineage. When you source the bank, that specific bank, mine was the Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago, they have a board of trustees. So that's the first tier. That's the board of trustees that is governing your financial transactions of your account. Then when you go on to gmeiutility.org and you put in your social security number, just your social security number, it'll pull up contracts all over the world with your social security number. If you go to gmeiutility.org and put in your social security number with the state that you were born in, it will show specific contracts open in your state. These people that are connected to that bank who purchased, quote unquote, you property when you were born, these people are governing the financial instruments of your estate. And they're supposed to, as trustees of it, amass wealth. So thank your parents for allowing that to happen, because all this time, we didn't know it, they're building the wealth of our estate up. The only thing they wasn't doing was cashing us out, the beneficiaries. Misprision. Boy, they got cast me outside, or whatever that little crazy woman said she got. Whatever she said, hey, they better cash you out. They need to give you your bread, Jack. They need to give you your wealth. Hey, Pat. So that's the first tier, the board of trustees that are linked to your bank. The second tier is the Department of Treasury. They're supposed to, as trustees over your estate, especially when you're doing except for values or discharging debt in your corporate name, executor, office, occupant, for the all caps name estate. When you send any documentation to them concerning any true bill of sale, they're supposed to immediately tap into your Treasury Direct account and discharge it. That's the second tier. First tier, Federal Reserve Bank associated with the number on the back of your Social Security card. Second tier, Treasury Department associated with the checking account number, which is your social without the dashes. How do I know this? That the checking account number is my social without the dashes, and my routing number is directly linked to the bank that chose to purchase me as property when I was born. How do I know this? Well, I had an internet bill. I had to keep on teaching. My internet bill was $400. I took my Social Security number. I went on to the web. Actually, I called them. I said, I want to do an electronics funds transfer. She said, okay, what's the account number? I gave her my account number. Okay. She said, what's the routing number? I gave her the routing number to the bank that the number told me on the back of the Social Security card. You know what she said? Oh, it cleared. Thank you kindly, ma'am. Have a great day. And I kept on teaching, use my Wi-Fi. Now, 4 days later, they kicked it back. Who is they? Why did it clear when I did it the first time and then somebody kicked it back? Well, the board of trustees was like, this is an unauthorized transaction. Oh, somebody's doing this and we didn't authorize it. Well, I was incompetent. I didn't claim myself as an heir. I didn't let them know that I was operating contractually using my own account numbers. And then they X the transaction out. Okay, well, that's cool. I'm going to be back once I got all this lawful paperwork in place. And all of y'all getting fired. Every last one of y'all. Unless y'all want to stay. Because what they're doing right now is they're paying themselves out of your Treasury account for what they're doing for you. Woo, baby. That's what I'm talking about, George. Probate of a will. Common and solemn form of probate. In English law, there are two kinds of probate, namely probate in common form and probate in solemn form. Probate in common form is granted in the registry without any formal procedure in court upon an ex parte application made by the executor, which you are. Probate in solemn form is in the nature of a final decree pronounced in open court. All parties interested have been duly cited. The difference between the effect of probate in common form and probate in solemn form is that probate in common form is revocable, whereas probate in solemn form is irrevocable, as against all persons who have been cited to see the proceedings or who can be proved to have been privy to those proceedings, except in the case where a will of subsequent date is discovered, in which case probate of an earlier will, though granted in solemn form, would be revoked. Now, they don't need to know all your business. When we send you this after nationalization is confirmed, we getting it in around here. Tumac Consular Court's getting it in. We need y'all support as a community so we can get these consulates built in y'all community. Whenever we used to call these people, Social Security number, birth certificate, blood work, first and last name, address, phone number. Why do they need all of that? Why? They got to pretend they're you. That's why they need all your information. Every time you deal with these people, they want every bit of information. But we never have been conditioned to say, who are you? Why do I need to give you this information? What business do you have with it? I just got into it with a woman at Walmart the other day because I was trying to send some money to my sister. She say, oh, can I have the telephone number to be able to pull up your account? I give it to her. Then she said, well, I need your ID. No, you don't. I've transacted with Walmart many times using this telephone number, and I sent money back. Why do you need my ID now? Oh, well, they're asking for it, or they need it. Well, that's because they're trying to cheat your estate. No, you don't. You don't need any of that. When you go to the probate court and you file or register in whatever form, you put it in the paper or you file it on the public record, you got to pay them 13 Federal Reserve notes and then another $1 for every page. It's cool, whatever. One page of your trust, when we send it to you, file one page. Nobody needs to know all of what's in your trust. What needs to go in there? Everything you can think of, down to the socks and the drawers, everything. Surrogate. In some states, in some of the states, as in New Jersey, this is the name of an officer who has jurisdiction in granting letters, testamentary, and letters of administration. In some states, as in Pennsylvania, this officer is called Register of Wills and for granting letters of the administration and others. As in Massachusetts, he is called the Judge of Probates. This is why we tell you when you're dealing with lawful matters, go to the court administrator. Bypass all of that. Don't even pay anything to anybody. Email, CC, or drop off whatever lawful document you have, affidavit or writ of truth, to the court administrator. She's not going to charge you anything. She's just going to receive it. Or him. They're just going to receive it. Immediately what they're going to do is, since this is the court administrator, they're going to take it to the judge. They're going to take it to the lawyer. They're going to take it to the bar association member, whoever it is. And they're going to be like, hey, this executor just give me this affidavit and this writ. And he know we in breach of contract because it says so in this affidavit and writ. So what do we do? Oh, give them what they want. Hurry up. Before we get our bonds taken, before something happen to us, before we go to jail or something, man, do something. They're going to be crazy in that thing, boy, running around, looking crazy. I'm telling you, this is how they be acting when you know what you know. You can watch them, man. They be tripping out. They be tripping and dropping and throwing papers all around and everything. It's crazy. It's so funny, man. It's so funny because they don't think that you know what you know. Woo, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Quick couple other things. The all caps name is foreign to the U.S. and the states. Statutory admission that the estate and the executive office are immune from the jurisdiction of the United States and the states is found in the Foreign Immunities Act. Whew, I got to get it now because I've studied this document. Y'all need this. This is powerful right here. Okay, listen. The all caps name is foreign to the U.S. and the states. Statutory admission that the estate and executive office are immune from the jurisdiction of the United States and the states is found in the Foreign Immunities Act because the estate is a creditor. Here is your source for that law when you're creating your affidavits and your writs. 28 U.S.C. 1300 et al. FSIA. Foreign state means foreign estate. Just substitute the word estate for the word state when reading the act. The estate and the man functioning or woman in the executor office when located at the general post office, which in prior views we told us to go to the post office and register at the general post office. Why? Because the general post office is for private individuals. The general delivery or the post office period is for the public. It's a corporate body and it governs and it has a jurisdiction. When you do it at the general post office and you file, when you do your change of address form, use the post office address. Don't nobody need to be knowing your address, where you domicile. Why? For what? So they can come to your house and knocking on your door? Oh, no, buddy. That's what it's there for. This is why, even though I love the secured party creditors, this is going to eliminate a lot of them from trying to get y'all money. I love everybody, but it's time to free the people. They need to be free. I spent 7 months digging and running around all this information in all of these groups and tireless nights and paying and not knowing what to do. And I got tired of it. So I cut everybody off. I got out of all the groups. I quit listening to everybody. And I dug into this law until I found the truth on how to live. And I didn't do it for me. I did it for all the Moors. Every last one of you. Tired of y'all seeing y'all run around wasting y'all time and y'all money on all of these false processes. Tired of that. Running around authenticating birth certificates, running around doing UCCs, running around doing site drafts, running around 1960, 1970, 1980, 1990, accessing your Treasury Direct account. This deads everything. It deads it all. Woo, baby. I'm going to send y'all this 43 pages. And I need y'all to do this immediately, as fast as possible. I need you to spread this word as much as humanly possible, because at the end of the day, if we do this, we're going to be free. Truly free. You ain't got to do no more processes. You ain't got to operate no type of way. You ain't got to pay no Federal Reserve notes for any type of affidavit or waiting on somebody or nothing like that. Woo, I love y'all too. Bang, bang. Doom, doom. Yeah. Okay. Let me get back to it. Just substitute the word estate for the word state. When reading the act, the estate and the man functioning in executive office when located at the General Post Office, United States Minor, outlying islands at zip code blah, 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 are foreign states as described in the act, equals estates and executors. Foreign Sovereigns Immunity Act, FSIA, applies because the estate is foreign at USMOI. Now, you do not own the estate. It is the grantor's estate. It's not your office. The grantor has liability. You do not want to own it because ownership creates liability. However, you can control the estate and its assets. Woo, baby. Control that thing. The estate is a realm of action that is a combining of the physical and spiritual aspects of each individual. The estate is older than any form of law or legal issue that is in or around the world today and has been passed down through generations, having come from Allah, woo, baby, or God. It means the same thing. So everybody that's a Christian and everybody that's watching on here that's a Muslim, Allah means God in Arabic, and whoever you want to call God in your Christian realm and Christianity means God as well. So y'all come together and stop fighting with the Muslims and Christians. Stop fighting with one another because you worship the same deity. I'm sorry, I got to tell you the truth. They're the same being. It's a cosmic spirit. It's the Most High Consciousness. Okay, this Most High Consciousness, you can't name it. It's undescribable. That's it. So y'all quit y'all fighting, please. Stop hating each other because you don't understand one another. That's the only reason why you're hating right now, because you don't understand one another and you've been indoctrinated to hate. Woo, baby. It's coming through me right now. Yeah. The executive office is or appears to be as high or higher than the terms of sovereign. Ooh. Come on. Oh, the executive office is or appears to be as high or as higher than the term sovereign, ruler, pope, king, or any other illusion of man's superiority as some understand it. With this level of power, the office is in a position to operate in private or public on equal or higher rank than any other, as long as it is done in honor and without causing or creating harm or problems for others. All are warned. Do not attempt to utilize the estate for impure intent. Evil or selfish intent will come right back into your face full force. Woo, baby. We've been on for 38 minutes. I need to stick with y'all to stick with me for about another 20 because after we get done, we're going to confirm nationalization and we're going to send you not only this particular step-by-step 43-page how to operate as executor, we're also going to send you your own trust. Your own trust. But the reason we're protecting as Moors, the consulates are protecting the Moors. Here's how we do that. We confirm that you're nationalized, and what that does for you, even if you're not nationalized, but hopefully you're naturalized, what that does for you is it puts you in proper persona. It removes any jurisdiction from the colorable courts. Well, this is two ways you can do it. Now, you can get nationalized, which I hope you will because you're a part of our blood, and we want to see you in the nation, but also because it's your birthright and your heritage to be able to do so. Um, okay, let's get it. When you were born, which we already know, a certificate of birth was created with your all caps name, which was the creation of an estate by the all caps name. The word estate is deliberately left off the all caps name on the birth certificate to hide it. The all caps name is an unincorporated association and estate. The all caps name is a decedent. The estate was created for your benefit and use with you as the grantor by placing your landmark footprints. They put your footprints on the birth certificate, and you are still alive. Your parents are the creator of the estate. They created you. A marriage is a trust. When a birth occurs, the mother is coerced into signing the birth certificate as a trustee. So now the entities of the world can go after the trustee. The birth certificate refers to her as the informant. Your first lawful act was putting your footprints on your BC. And after that, you were in the world. Being in the world has to do with being legal and not lawful. The corporate state did not create the estate. The grantor did so with the footprints on the document. The estate died and your father, and finally you became the executor in the executor office. You are an earthly estate walking around. Woo, baby. That's what I'm talking about. The grantor continues to live, and when he or she dies, a certificate of death will be issued. This is why we're telling you to put everything in trust so that you can pass down to the generations of your bloodline all of the family wealth. This is why we're telling you to do it immediately, as fast as you can. The certificate of birth, a live birth, is the public record of the estate, that the estate is probated. It is recognized by the world of the grantor's footprints. That's your will. That's why can't nobody say nothing to you when you go in there and you exercise an airship and they say who gave you the delegated authority to be able to do this, and you got your birth certificate in your hand. That's why they can't say nothing to you. Not nothing. Because that's a capital crime, man. That's a capital punishment. They get killed for that. They get killed for touching your stuff. They get killed. So, and they know this. Ooh, we get hot in this thing, boy. Okay. Because the seal and signature is on the certificate of birth, this is not prima facie, at first sight, on the first appearance, on the face of it, so far as can be judged from the first disclosure. Presumably a fact presumed to be true unless disproved by some evidence to the contrary. Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition. Proof. Rather, it's certified proof, finished, adjourned, done, a judgment that the estate has been probated. Come on with it. It must be an estate, because a trust cannot come before an estate. A trust can only exist if there is already an estate in existence. See, we couldn't even create a trust unless there was an estate in existence. The address of the estate is the file number on the birth certificate. So now, when they're asking your domicile, the address on the estate is the file number on the birth certificate. The estate resides at the file number. The estate is restricted to the file number. It cannot move anywhere else. Oh, I need you to hear me clearly before I send you this document. When asked, where do you live? Right here. Okay? When they ask you, where do you live? Right here. Where you standing? Anytime, every time. Okay? Where are your belongings? I'm homeless. They cannot discriminate against you when you say you're homeless because you are saying you have no corporate residence. Boy, them private corporate mercenaries and them corporation people gonna be mad when y'all be talking like this. Where do you reside? I'm homeless. Where do you live? Who are you? Me? That's who I am. I'm me. Who are you? Yeah, baby. Don't give them no more information. You already seen on previous emails and documents and videos that it's not even a crime to withhold showing documentation. It's a Supreme Court law that it's not an arrestable offense for you to failure to provide documentation. So don't give them nothing. A certificate of citizenship or naturalization certificate is not a substitution for a certificate of birth. A certificate of citizenship does not create an estate. So a person who has been naturalized does not naturalized, excuse me. So a person who has been naturalized does not have an estate. If he comes from a country that does not issue birth certificates, if a man marries a woman who becomes naturalized in America, the wife's social security trust comes under the husband's estate. If you do not have a certificate of birth, you cannot occupy the executor or executrix office. So every foreign national, if you get a hold of this video, it's only one way, it's only two ways you can do this. You have to already have a birth certificate that tells you have an estate, or you have to search or trace your family lineage, and you have to nationalize into the nation in which you were born. Once you do that, then you can find out what they owned, where they went, who they contracted with, how much wealth they had, and you can go from there. You just got to do the research. Got 15 more minutes with you. Love you very much for sticking with me. Share, hashtag, consular courts. Delivering the people. Getting us right. So we ain't got to be spending all our effort on notes looking all crazy all the time. And please gift. There's two ways you can gift. For this, not for this information, for the time that we spend with you, for the research that we diligently do, for loving you, for whatever, and for your heart's desire to get these consulates built in your communities. That's what we want. In the Consular Courts Northeast of Mexham group, on the top is pinned a Cash App. You can donate there. There is monthly fees or dues. If you pay your dues, you are not obligated to donate. Why are we authorized to occupy the executor office? When you were born, you were sent the executor office, the birth certificate, and then only 3 people could get a copy of your birth certificate, you, your mom, and your dad. Once you reached the age of maturity, 21, you became the only one authorized. As such, one cannot operate as the occupant of the office and then attempt to operate in a different capacity as well. That is, a trustee or a beneficiary in a trust, or even in a different capacity. For example, as a damaged party or citizen, in order to be able to bring a legal action into something that would be termed as a lower court with less power than the executor office, to do this would be indicative of having a double mind. A house divided cannot stand. That is precisely what the bar association members, have done to us. Lured us into functioning in a trustee capacity under the Social Security Trust, so we are then held liable for the charges. Oh, we freeing some folks right now, baby. Oh, we freeing some folks. Oh, yes. When the executor office is occupied, all lower offices or false office are naturally bound to perform the highest level of service possible so the executor is protected and the office is defended. Understand, the sole primary responsibility for any trustee, for any fiduciary obligee, the sole duty is to expand the wealth of the estate. That is their duty. Why? Because they get paid and you get paid. Hey, fair trade. Their wealth increases, your wealth increases. That's their job. That's their responsibility. When you function in the executor office of the estate, you deny everyone from exercising a presumption of authority to administrate the estate. Thus, the executor office would or should have no reason or need to ever consider a legal action in a lower system, as the office has the authority to submit either an order or request to lower office enforcement holders to perform corrective actions. The executor office is the court. Come on, baby. I told you was the court. I told you was the court. As the sovereign is in equality, definition of court, Black's law, the sovereign with their real retinue, wherever they may be, is the executor office. I got on my voicemail. You have reached the executor office occupant of the, in my full caps name, estate. Please leave a message. When I sign things, I sign as the executor office occupant of my all caps name, comma, estate. Every time. On every document. On every form. I keep my red thumbprint. I put my red thumbprint. And then I sign across my red thumbprint, executor office occupant of the all caps name estate. That's blood, baby. And they know it's business. They know it's business. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Operating Operating in the executor office entails that all acts or actions of the executor are done to expand or increase the estate and better our fellow man and woman, as commanded by the first executor of the first estate, Yehoshua. Then this would allow the executor to operate in commerce under normal life, with honor and truth, in positions of employment or self-exchange, or in no position if that is the choice, as long as no harm is caused, noting that commerce is the law merchant and the opposite of the golden rule. You see, commerce is the law merchant and the opposite of the golden rule. Why do you think as secured party creditors or people who are trying to use all these colorable forms, why do you think they have to do so much? Fill this, file this, do it the correct way. If it ain't done the correct way, it gets sent back. You got to send it back to them. You got to get some phone calls. You got to call some people. You got to talk on the line. You got to sit here and demand, and you got to declare and decree, and you got to tell these people that, and sit on the line and listen to these pre-recorded things on all this. You wasting all your time. You wasting all your time. You wasting all your time. I'm done with it. Straight done. Well, thus, one is able to operate without needing as much and working with others as an association or assembly, and can operate much more simply and equally with other executors in exchange. Remember, a trust is a contract, and pursuant to the USA Constitution, Article 1, Section 10, Chapter 1, no state shall pass any law impairing the obligation of contracts. In essence, an estate or trust contract is private law between the parties thereto. No one, not even the courts, have the authority to look into the business of the estate. I'm going to repeat it again. No one, not even the courts, have the authority to look into the business of the estate. The executor never turns over any estate records. Got 9 more minutes, and seeing that I made it through about a third of it, we'll have a 3-part series, and I'll start on page 15 tomorrow. The executor has immunity and only has liability if he or she commits a fraud in the administration of the estate. Showing your footprints is a liability. Shows you are the actual grantor. They will never ask for your footprints. It is understood that we have the authority to administrate the whole estate. So there is no need to use the title general executor in deference to executor. By using the word executor or estate, you become the creditor automatically. You don't need to go through a million processes to become the creditor. By using it, you become it automatically. Now, if you go to the hospital that you're born in and you be nice, you demand your original birth certificate and they do not give you one, then I'm going to tell you, look, get a copy, a certified copy. You don't have to authenticate it. You have been authentic from the day that you came out of the womb. Take your real footprints, your big adult footprints, and put it on that thing. Because somewhere in some digital recorded office somewhere, there's a record of your baby footprints, and or they just lost it. But we're doing this to prevent them from liquidating your estates. This is what they're trying to do to you right now. Oh, the heirs is a parent that woke up. Okay, what do we do? All right. Well, we're going to sell all the T-bonds and we're going to buy hard assets like gold and silver and land. We're going to buy it all. We're going to hurry up and buy it all. And then we're going to get out of Dodge, man. We're going to pack up these bags before they find out and they kill us. Oh, my God, we got to hurry up and get up out of this land after we exceed their estate. Oh, no, we can't do that. We can't have them closing down the accounts that they done been using and generating for the time you've been born, leaving you in poverty, believing that you are in poverty, and then liquidate your estate and all the wealth of it, and then leave. And now you're trying to access your treasury account and ain't nothing in it because they done already dried it up. Greed killed them. That's what killed them. Greed did. They couldn't have enough. It wasn't enough. For the whole of the wealth of the Moor Empire at their disposal tips, it still wasn't enough. That's why we get our estate back and all the wealth to it. If I were you, when you do go on to gmeiutility.org and you find those contracts, I would print out the page that shows how many were originally there. And the reason why you want to do that is because when I did it, I had 2,500 the first time. And then when I went back a month later, I had 325. Well, they consolidated the accounts. They took the wealth of the accounts and put it into the primary Treasury Direct account associated with that Social Security name. And then they're operating in only 325 now. Now, if you savvy and you got some juice about your brain, then you know how to financially exercise your estate and contractual agreement. Leave those accounts open. The reason why you want to leave them open is because they're maturating every year. They're putting more wealth into your accounts. The contracts that are open, they're they're putting more wealth into your account. So leave them open until the last day you decide to fire all the trustees and access your Treasury Direct account. Leave them open. Let them get that bread. Mail the executor letter to the executor office yourself. The executor office yourself. So the first one you're mailing to the executor letter is to you. All right. That's proof that you occupy the executor office. The goal desired by becoming the occupant of the executor office for the estate is to come out of the world system and be separated from therefrom. Making public notice of taking occupancy of the executor office is not necessary and perhaps not desirable. The king or queen does not need to notice the subjects of their function. Do not make an executor office seal. An executor office seal takes you back into the world. Your signature is your seal. You can use your right thumbprint in red if you wish. To prove that you are the occupant of the executor office for the estate, make a FOIA request under the Privacy Act to the IRS, and report received back will show you as the executor of the estate. Send the FOIA request to IRS Disclosure Office. And I have a copy of the one that we're going to send to you eventually, where you can pre-populate the fields with your own information. And when you set that off, they will send you back proof that you are the executor. And that will be another document you can use with your birth certificate to be able to prove that you are who you say you are. And you have full supreme decision-making authority over your account, over everything you own. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Do not be representative for the executor office. That is fatal to the functioning in the executor office. We have 3 more minutes, and we're going to get right to it. Estate as highest court. The registrar is the probate court, not the judge in the probate court. In Great Britain, just as in the United States, the registrar is the court. The probate court is the paperwork at the registrar's office. The probate court just approves what the executor has already done. The executor office is higher than the probate court. The courts do not have jurisdiction in personam or subject matter over the estate. The only probate court possible to bring claim into is the one described on the birth certificate.